Hey everybody, welcome back to EdTech PD. Today we are doing Google Forms Module 1. So let's go ahead and see what you are going to be learning. So I'm going to show you how to create a quiz assignment in Classroom. I'm going to show you some different quiz settings that are important for you to know. I'm going to show you the 4 basic question types, and I'm going to show you how to add grading criteria so that your quiz self-grades. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to come back into my Google Classroom dashboard. Let's go back to 6th grade. I also wanted to show you this, since this is 6th grade math. If I do this drop down, it will say subject math. I don't know why it's a drop down, it just happens. Let's go to classwork. All right, so I'm going to come up to create, and I've showed all of these to you except quiz assignment. So I'm sure some of you are like, why is she not showing me this? I need to know. So this session is me showing you what this is, and I'm also going to be showing you a little bit more in Module Tools. So we're going to click into quiz assignment. Basically, all that means is that Google is going to create a form for you and is going to turn it into a quiz for you. So what that means is that you have a couple of options. One, grade importing will automatically happen. So once a form gets turned into a quiz, it's basically like a self-grading test. You say what the point values are, you say what the correct answers are, and then once students take that, it will grade itself automatically, and then those grades will be sent to this Google Classroom that you've set up. You do not have to do pretty much anything unless it's something where you have to go in and kind of check the grade like we do for Benchmark Advance. You give it a grade, it'll update the point values, and then that's pretty much it. This is also a new thing that Google pushed out, I want to say maybe a year ago. So if you toggle this on, it means that students have to take it on a Chromebook, and if they are taking it on a Chromebook, it locks the test. So they will not be able to open up tabs, they will not be able to search for things. They are basically locked into that quiz until they submit it, and then the locked mode turns off. So I'm going to toggle this off for now, because when you guys create this, I want to be able to see what you've created, and if you lock it, I won't be able to see it. All right, so just some normal Google Classroom stuff. I'm gonna pop this into one of these guys. Let's say this is an assessment. Let's say it is worth 100 points. Due date, let's just randomly pick something. All right, then we can say math quiz, and like normal, I should have an emoji. It should be all caps, but I just want to quickly get this in here just so you can kind of see what it would look like. All right, so now what? Now we click into this and get it opened up. All right, so here's our quiz. Once again, I'm going to kind of turn myself off so you can see the entire screen, not have to worry about me zooming around all over. Bye-bye. Okay, so few things to kind of orientate yourself. First things first is you want to add a title. Okay, so I'm going to triple click into here, say math quiz Monday. I don't even know if I picked Monday. Once I set this and I click out of it, it's going to, I'm going to come in here, name it math quiz. Okay, I can put a description in here, so I can put some steps, like first do this, then do that. All right, next thing, you'll notice up here that it's got total points, and it says 0 because we haven't created any questions and we have not set any point values to any of those questions. All right, let's go ahead and get into the settings. This is probably a very important thing for you to know about. So I want to be able to collect emails. You know, you cannot see that underneath my little stop button right here, but I did click that on. So I want to be able to see the students' emails just in case they forget to put their name in it. If I do say a question is a name, I want to limit it to 1 response. I don't want students to be able to do more than 1 response. And I do not want them to be able to edit after they submit. And I'm not really worried about them seeing summary charts or anything like that. This presentation has more to do with, is it going to show them a progress bar? So do I want students to see like how much time they have left on the quiz? Shuffle the question order. So this would be nice if you've got students sitting next to each other and you want them to have different questions so they're not all on the same questions. That's what this would be for. Confirmation message. So when they click submit at the very end of their quiz, it will say to them, your response has been recorded. I think this is a very underutilized section of Google Forms / quiz. I like this to be something like, once you're done, do X, Y, and Z. Or if you have submitted your response, go to here. Or now that you're done, go to STMath. So this could be used as like a next step. And so I think it's very underutilized. So if you don't put anything, it's just going to say your response has been recorded. But let's put something fun, like Hufflepuffs are awesome. If you guys know me, you're going to know why I put that. All right, and then quizzes. So Google already made it a quiz for us. I decided to not do turn locked in mode, but if you want to learn more about that, they have a learn more right here. When will the grade be released? So I can immediately release the grade, even if there's stuff that I need to review. Or I can say later I can release the grade after I review it. But it'll say email collection, and our students don't get email. So I usually just leave it at immediately so they can at least get an idea of where they were, even if there's a few questions that I need to look at. And then what can they see when they get their grade? Can they see what questions they missed? Okay, so it says identify which questions were answered correctly. So they'll be able to go back and kind of see like a green check or a red X. Can they see their correct answers, or are they just going to see which ones they missed? And can they see the point values for each question? So let's say I only want them to be able to see the point value, and everything else is going to remain a mystery until I release it. So any changes you make in any of these 3 tabs, make sure to click save. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to show you are the 4 basic question types. Automatically, Forms is going to give me this right here, where it's just going to give me like a basic question. So this is the first question type, just a strict multiple choice question. So since this is a math quiz, let's make it very simple. Oh, well, I'm in 6th grade. I guess it doesn't matter. So let's say, what is 4 plus 5, question mark. Okay, multiple choice. You can also add pictures in here. So if you are a kindergarten teacher and you're saying what is 4 plus 5, instead of having number options, you can add pictures that show what is 4 plus 5. Just something to think about. So we can say it's 8. It's 10. It's 7. It's 9. Okay, so after you're done putting in your question and your multiple choice, and it doesn't have to be 4 options, you can add more if you want to. If you want to take a question out, you can remove it here. The next thing you want to do is make it required. That means students have to answer it before they can submit their answer. All right, the next thing I want to do is come down here to answer key. It's automatically going to highlight this first. So how much is this worth? 1 point, because they're only going to give me 1 answer. And then add answer feedback. Okay. If you wanted to add answer feedback, you could say what the incorrect feedback was. So, oh, 4 plus 5 is actually this. You could give correct answer feedback, such as, correct, you got it right, yay for you. You can add a link to a website to show them what 4 plus 5 is, or you can have them watch a video. So that's one way to do it. I am not going to add answer feedback right now, but I am going to select the correct answer, which is 9. So this is the correct answer. If students select any of these and you did answer feedback, then they would get some feedback. Let's say done. All right, so now you have your green check right here, and now it says 1 point, and if I scroll up to the top, it says total points 1. Let's make another question. So the next basic question type is checkboxes. So this is where you want them to select more than one thing. All right, so which expression equals 3? Okay, so maybe I'll say 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. And then maybe I'll say 2 plus 1 equals 3. Then I'm going to put some wrong answers in here, right? Just to get them thinking. All right, so, and then we want to make sure to say select all that apply. Most students do not know what this means, so make sure to teach them what that means. And then for my primary, or just anybody really, you can add a visual in here. So you can put like the number 3 or 3 things. And you can also put visuals in here, add image here. All right, so once again, required answer key worth, actually they have to select 2, so it's worth 2 points. The reason why I'm changing the point values is because say a student only clicks one of these, then I want them to be able to get partial credit, right? And if they select both, then they're going to get the full points. So this one and this one are the correct answers. Done. Okay. Next basic question type is the drop down. Okay. So this one is more like select your name or, you know, what's your email on a form, right? So this probably isn't going to be very nice for a math quiz, but I can say something like find number 5. Okay. So this is kind of testing kids on, do they know what the word 5 and the number 5 are? Okay. Required answer key, 1 point, and that's the one that is correct. The last basic question type is paragraph or short answer, okay? So you might say, explain why 5 plus 1 equals 6. So then the students will have to put in an answer here, okay? We're going to say required, but here's a fun thing I'm going to show you about paragraph and short answer is if you go to these 3 dots, it will give you some more options. You can say response validation. So we all have students where they see this and they'll just say, because it is, or it's 6, right? We want them to, you know, elaborate, say a little more, explain more. So we can say, how long of an answer am I looking for here? So, or what expression am I looking for? So it contains numbers or it contains these words, right? So if they don't use these certain words, then it will say you have an error, you need to go back and fix it. I'm going to just say length because I want them to really, you know, explain. So I can say either a maximum character count or minimum character count. Maximum means you can't go over a certain character count. So I think that this would be nice for certain few things. I think it's mostly probably better to have minimum. So I can say, you know, like a tweet. You at least have to have, well, if this is a kindergarten quiz, that's a lot. So at least, you know, 10 characters. And then what is the error text going to be if they don't give me 10? Explain more. Okay. All right, and the last thing I have to do is my answer key. How much is this going to be worth since I am asking for 10 characters worth at least of explanation? Let's make it worth 3 points. Okay, and I could add answer feedback here as to why, you know, their answer is or is not what I'm looking for, but I'm not going to do that, and then I can say done. All right, so 4 basic question types. This is a quiz worth 7 points. And I already added in my criteria. I'm just going to make sure that every question has this red asterisk. The red asterisk occurs when I turn on this required portion. So yes, yes, and yes. So I did all of that correctly. All right, so last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click send. And I am going to grab the link for this, and I can shorten that link. Okay, now it's nice and short, and I can copy it, and I can go paste it somewhere. This is what you're going to do for your performance task. I'm going to ask you to grab this shortened link and put it into your assignment so I can see it. Otherwise, you could send this to people if you wanted to, but you really don't need to do that because it's already going to be right here. Okay, so I'm going to X out of here. I'm going to finish this quiz assignment. And there it is right there. Math quiz, assessments. So here it is. It says it's assigned to 1 person. No people have turned it in. Okay? All right, so I showed you how to create a quiz assignment. We went over some settings. We looked at the 4 basic question types. And I talked to you about the grading criteria and the self-grading. So adding in those points and the correct answers were those grading criteria. All right, so the last thing that is left is for you to go into your Google Classroom and to create a quiz assignment. You're going to grab that shortened URL and put it into your EdTech PD Google Classroom assignment. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you for Google Forms Module 2.